It's been a long wait, but finally it's here, the new Revolut Ultra Card. Today I'm excited to finally review the newly launched Revolut Ultra Card, which was meant to come out in spring, but finally now in June it came out. This is actually the highest level card and plan that Revolut currently is offering. It is coming with a hefty monthly price tag though, and in this video I'm going to go through all the perks that Revolut Ultra offers you, compare it to all the other Revolut plans, and lastly give you my opinion why I obviously chose Revolut Ultra, and give you the reasons and numbers why it makes financial sense for me. But first off, let's start with the physical card, which really comes in a really beautiful packaging actually over here. Simply you're just gonna swipe it off like this, and then you can just take it out. And honestly, it really feels very nice. It is a MasterCard. It says Ultra member over here. It really feels solid in the hand, like really quite heavy. And honestly, I really enjoy the physical card. But then again, having said that, recently I actually upgraded to Revolut Metal. And honestly speaking, I almost prefer this card. I mean, they feel pretty much the same. They're the same weight, same material, but honestly, I almost prefer the golden look to it. It's really up to you. It's a personal preference. But the amazing thing with Revolut is it really doesn't matter which card you're using. You can even use the free card that you had when you signed up to the standard plan, which is free obviously, and it will still work and will give you all the benefits depending on which plan you're on. So you don't have to change constantly. If you prefer the metal card, or as I said, maybe the premium card, the black one, you can use that and still get all the Ultra benefits. So that's the amazing thing. Even if you downgrade one day, you can use the Ultra card, even if you're back on the free plan, to just use the Ultra card to spend, etc. So that's the amazing thing with Revolut. At the back end, they do all the adjustments, so you don't have to constantly change the cards, and I really love that. And many other companies, they don't offer such a feature, so that's really amazing. At the same time, for me, as beautiful as the cards are, honestly, I can't remember the last time I physically used any of my cards. I always use it with my Apple Pay. And it's just so convenient. I take my phone, double click, it pulls up my default card, which is obviously my Ultra card now. I tap it, boom, and I'm good to go. The same on my watch. I double click over here, boom, it pulls up my card. And then obviously I can just go ahead and do the payment. And it's just so convenient. On there, I also have my Revolut Pro card. So in this case, I just double tap once again. My default card will be the Revolut Ultra card. But if I want to use my Pro card, I just select the Pro card over here. It pulls it up. And boom, this is where I'm gonna get my 1.2% cashback. And I'll talk about this in the video over here because that's one of the big appeals for me why I went with the Ultra plan. But first off, let's dive right in what the main Ultra benefits are if you plan to sign up to their plan. Right, so obviously the main focus is on the card, which I understand for a lot of people that might be a little bit of a prestige when they go to a bar, etc. and they use the card and people say, oh, that's a nice card. But honestly, I couldn't care less about the card. As I said, I never use it. I always prefer using a digital way, but if that matters for you, then obviously it is a very nice card that definitely, if somebody holds it for whatever reason, they might say, wow, you have a great card. But honestly, shelling out that much money for a nice card, not sure that's really worth it. So then let's obviously go into the benefits that are listed over here. And one point to mention right away, unfortunately at this stage, they do differ slightly from country to country. So wherever the plan is available, not all the same benefits are applicable to all the same countries. So you have to do your own research and go onto the website. At the bottom of the page, you can obviously change the region. So whichever country you're in, you can see it's listed in quite a few countries. If you live in any of those, you can just change it to your local country and you might see slightly different benefits. I would say 90 to 85% are pretty much the same, but there are some nuances to different plans. So obviously the card is the same for everyone. You get it free of charge, which is cool. It comes to you. It took me 4 days to get it, so really fast and free of charge. So that's nice. Then one of the biggest benefits obviously of the plan is the access to partner benefits. And this very slightly, somebody recently wrote me from Romania that they have hardly any of those benefits, which I understand that's really sad because this is a big part of the new Revolut Ultra plan. So in my case, obviously I have access to quite a few. I personally don't use all of them. I'll show you in the end which ones I really like. But for me right now, I really like NordVPN. Previously, I used to use ExpressVPN. I paid for it myself. Now I basically get a VPN and password manager free of charge by using the Ultra plan, as well as Financial Times, which for me also has a big appeal. I used to pay for Bloomberg, which I still prefer in a way, but now I can save all that money and get free Financial Times access, which actually has quite a high monthly price if you would subscribe to it by yourself. So having it included in the plan for me really makes it worth it as well. Then there are a couple of other ones. You get a couple of free WeWork access plans. You can have some other apps. I saw there was even Tinder Gold for free. So in case you're single and you're looking for your significant other, that might be nice as well. So again, have a look for yourself. You can go on your own website and it will list specifically what is applicable for your own country. But there are a couple of benefits. I do hope more will be added in the future, but at this stage, these are the ones that are generally applicable to most countries. Then, of course, one of the big points is their cashback. Now, given that we're in Europe, generally, you're gonna get much less cashback than you would get, for example, in the Middle East or other countries, because the merchant fees on card payments are much less than they are in the US. So the amount of money that the credit card processor can give back to the clients is very limited, right? If you have a higher fee, you can share more of it back to the clients. But in Europe and the UK, it's much less, and therefore the cashback is also much less. So when it says over here up to 1% cashback on every transaction, that's actually not really 100% correct. It says up to. It means in Europe and the UK, you earn 0.1% cashback, and only outside of Europe and the UK, you're gonna get 1% cashback on every transaction. And one more thing to note, it's actually capped at the monthly rate that you will be paying for Revolut Ultra, which is currently, depending where you live, around 45 euros per month. So you will never be able to earn more than 45 euros per month in cashback. But when you think about if you spend your money mostly in the UK and Europe and you get 0.1% cashback, I mean, you have to spend thousands and thousands to even get close to that number. So this is really not so attractive for me. Unless you really travel a lot outside of this region, it might make sense. Otherwise, it's much better to use your Revolut Pro card with the Revolut Ultra plan. Then of course you get a few more lifestyle benefits. For example, much more travel flexibility. If you have to cancel your trip, no problem. You can get up to 5,000 pounds or euros, depending where you live, back on trains, flights, hotels, accommodation, events. So that's really nifty if that ever was to happen to you. And you can save when you buy those tickets. Sometimes I buy myself with the cancellation insurance. So in this case, you could save that because you can rely obviously on your insurance that comes with the Ultra plan. Then one of the great features is obviously the unlimited lounge access. And I've been asking for it for so long, and it's really nice to see that, especially when you travel a lot. I think this can be really a nifty benefit. So having Ultra, for me, it's really worth it because usually I would spend around 30 euros per access whenever I went to a lounge. So this, honestly, if you travel at least once a month, that's already good. And then you do this both ways, that's already 60 euros, right? So basically the plan already paid for itself. Now, if you hardly ever travel, then obviously that might not be relevant, or if you're not interested in using lounges, I understand, then it's a waste to pay for it. But it comes with it. It has access to around 1,400 airport lounges at this stage. It's going through Dragon Pass, which is actually a Chinese provider. There are also other lounge providers like Key Lounge and I believe Priority Lounge or something like that. So yeah, there are different providers. This one is called Dragon Pass, but honestly, I tried it myself. You get a QR code, they scan it, and boom, you get in and have free lounge access. So it's really, really nice. If you travel quite a bit, then honestly, that's an amazing feature to have. And of course, they have other insurances that come with it, but we'll go through in a second and compare to other plans. Then there are also added trading benefits. So if you do a lot of stock trading, etc., through that app, then you will be saving quite a bit of money on commissions, etc., and the same on cryptocurrency. But honestly, I really strongly recommend against using Revolut for stock trading, because the amount that Revolut protects your investments for is actually close to zero, because now it's actually shared across all users of Revolut, and that means you are left with very little coverage. And honestly, for me, it's way too risky. So at this stage, I would really not recommend to use Revolut for trading. I personally use Lightyear as well as Interactive Broker. So these are my two brokers of choice, and I would stay away from Revolut, but obviously it's your choice. And lastly, I think that's really, really a nice feature that unfortunately is not available in all countries yet. And that is the supercharged savings. It's basically a vault where you put your savings, your money, and then you start accruing interest, which is paid out to you on a daily basis. Currently, it's up to 3.55% paid to you daily without any lockup period. You can withdraw your money anytime, and really, really nice rate. Right now in Lithuania in my bank, I get 0%. I'm still paying a monthly bank fee for I don't know what, and I get zero interest in return. Here you get 3.55%, which is really quite attractive. But as I said, right now, I believe it's only in the UK. Poland, I believe, also has that. But in Lithuania and many other countries, unfortunately, that function is not yet available. They do say it should be added very soon. Right, so let's have a quick comparison across the different plans. Currently, they have the standard one, which is free, the Plus, which is 3 euros a month, the premium one, which I used to be on many times, then Metal, which I recently upgraded to, and as I said, recently in June, they launched the highest tier, which is the Ultra plan, which is currently 45 euros a month. As it says over here, it's an introductory offer, so that price might even go up in the future, but hopefully at the same time, they will also add more features to it. Now, for the sake of this comparison, I'm going to remove the Plus one because that's actually the least used of anyone's. So let's look at the 4 different plans over here. Now, I'm not going to touch on every single one of them. I've done quite a few videos in general about the benefits of Revolut, so I don't want to go through all the various free bank accounts that you get, multi-currency accounts, etc. So these are just general benefits that Revolut offers, irrespective of the plan you are on. Obviously, the different cards you get here. One thing that's really cool, if you're Ultra member, definitely what I noticed, the replies that you get to your inquiries or questions are super fast, almost immediate, and they actually can call you back if you wanted to talk to someone. So that's really nice if that is important to you. One thing that's also very good for me that I noticed and really started seeing the savings is the international transfer fees. So I transfer quite a bit of money internationally to different brokers, for real estate, etc. So generally Revolut is very cheap in that, actually cheaper than Wise in many ways, which is another popular app to send money internationally. But now with the Ultra plan, it's actually free of charge. It doesn't matter how much money you send, there's not going to be a single euro, pound, dollar of fees that you pay on international transfers. So for me, that's really nice, and the more money you send, you will really start seeing the savings over there. If you have the need for a lot of cash every month, then it obviously comes with a much higher limit of up to 2,000 euros per month that you can take out internationally from any ATM free of charge. So that's really nice. But again, I usually pay everything digitally. I don't have the use for cash. So honestly, that's not really so relevant for me. Then of course, the partner subscriptions, which I mentioned before, it's only available on the Ultra plan. Everyday insurance, they're pretty much similar across the paid plans from Premium to Metal to Ultra. And here, the Revolut Ultra plan. That's where you see a big difference in the different cashback. On the standard plan, you're only gonna get 0.4%, so that's very little. And then it increases on every tier from 0.6 with Premium, 0.8 with Metal, and then 1.2% with Ultra. So Revolut Pro should be based on your business expense. But of course, how does Revolut know what is your business expense, what is your personal expense? Personally, I try to use it for all my big expenses whenever I travel, airline tickets, hotel stays, or big purchases. I buy a new iPhone or Mac, then I'm going to use my Revolut Pro card, because technically I could argue it's a business expense. They're never going to ask you for any backup or so. And that way I'm going to get 1.2% cash back immediately. And the good thing is, there is no cap to it. So if, for example, in 1 month you use your card to spend for all the Facebook advertising of your company, or in the company you work and you use your own card, right? And you spend 10,000 euros in a month, you're going to be getting 120 euros worth of cash back, because there is no cap to it. So that's really amazing. The more you spend, the more you get. So obviously I wouldn't be using the card for 100% of your transactions whenever you buy something from the supermarket, etc., because otherwise, Revolut might flag it. But if you use it for big expenses that are one-offs, etc., then definitely use your Pro card, and that way you definitely get the higher cashback versus the 0.1% that you get in case you would use your regular Revolut Ultra card. Then in terms of airport lounge access, obviously with the pay plans you have discounted prices. So instead of 30 euros, I believe it's 24 euros. But as I said, with the Ultra plan you get unlimited access, which is really cool. But that's only for one person. The second person will come at a discounted price, which is around 24 euros. Then obviously the trip and event cancellation insurance, that only comes with the Ultra plan. Fee-free currency exchange comes with basically all the paid plans, but that's still only Monday to Friday. There's still going to be a small surcharge if you exchange money on the weekends for all the plans. Cashback on Revolut Stays, which is really amazing. I started using it more and more. It's up to 10%, but that's also applicable on the Revolut Metal plan. So that's really important for you. Then you don't have to go with Ultra. You also get the same on the Metal plan. And lastly, as I mentioned before, on the investments, you're going to be getting 10 commission-free stock trades, and the stock trading exchange fee reduces from 0.25% to 0.12%. So this is actually quite an attractive fee. But as I said before, I would really advise against using Revolut for stock trading at this stage, given the protection of your investments. Right, so now I want to share with you which benefits are actually relevant for me, and actual savings and benefits in financial terms based on which I made my decision to go ahead with Revolut Ultra. So first off, for me, obviously were the free international transfers, which currently I'm saving around 5 euros every single month. I know it's not that much, but still it does add up, and obviously goes towards my 45 euros fee that I've been paying for the plan. So, the more you send internationally, that number might even go up, and 5 euros was already with the Metal plan. So on the lower plans, the fees are actually higher. So it might be even 10 euros if I compare it to the Premium plan or to the Standard plan, even more, right? So the more money you send, the more you will save here. So for me, on average right now, it's around 5 euros a month. Then next up, I have the airport lounge access. And honestly, I travel on average around once a month, I would say. Some months I might not travel at all. Other months I might travel twice. So on average, I would just count it once a month. And one airport lounge access is around 30 euros that I'm saving. Now, obviously, that number should be double, because I might go on the way there and on the way back. So technically 60, but I want to be conservative here. So once a month, one airport lounge access at 30 euros. And honestly, I don't always pay for it, but sometimes I definitely used to, especially if you have a layover, etc. I found it always very attractive to have a lounge access to get some work done. And actually you save some money, because if you go around the airport, you're anyway spending money at McDonald's, you're going to buy some water, this, that. In the end, you might spend up similar amount. And this way you definitely get better food than in the plane or at the airport. And using a Revolut Ultra plan, you get it free of charge, which is really cool. Then one big benefit for me is actually the free Financial Times access. This is a digital plan which currently costs around 39 euros a month. And honestly, as I said previously, I used to pay for Bloomberg, which I still kind of prefer, but having access to Financial Times, I actually canceled my Bloomberg subscription and instead use Financial Times. And I really quite like the publication, and it gives you access, free access, unlimited access to all the articles, insights, and it's really a solid news source, which I really like. I wouldn't have paid for it myself, but since it comes with Revolut Ultra, I definitely enjoy having access to it. And honestly, they do have some really good articles, which I believe you only get 1 to 3 articles per month for free. Otherwise, you have to pay. It's behind a paywall. So having it for free at your fingertips, on the desktop, on the phone, on the go, I really enjoy that. Then another big benefit for me personally was having free NordVPN access. That's the NordVPN Complete plan, which also comes with a password manager. They call it NordPass, but I use 1Password for that. But NordVPN is really an amazing VPN. It's always been one of the top VPNs together with ExpressVPN, which I used to have for the last, I don't know, 10, 12 years and paid for it myself. Now it comes with free NordVPN. I actually tried it out, and actually I found out I much prefer it. For example, on the phone, I really enjoy it. Automatically turns on the VPN whenever I connect it to any Wi-Fi. But when I go out and use my cellular data, it switches off automatically the VPN connection, saving me energy. But this way I'm always connected whenever I go to a Wi-Fi network. Because if you don't use a VPN, it's actually quite easy to hack your traffic and see what you're surfing on, etc. And the great thing is NordVPN is actually one of the few unicorns that are based out of Lithuania. So I'm very proud of it, living myself in Lithuania. It really came out on many tests as one of the best VPNs you can possibly use. And honestly, I can really recommend it. I've been using it now for a week or so and I absolutely love it. I switched away from ExpressVPN. I canceled my subscription over there. So I'm saving around 70 euros a year on that subscription because now I have it for free with the Ultra plan. Then, of course, the cashback I get with Revolut Pro. I don't put the cashback from the Revolut card itself because mostly I spend within the EU, and that's 0.1%, and that's basically nothing because you have to spend thousands to get any money. But with the 1.2% in Revolut Pro, I took an average amount that I would be spending a month with that card, and that comes to around 18 euros that I would get immediately in cashback per month. So that's actually a nice addition. And now recently I had my wedding, so there my expense was even higher. So I got actually significantly more cashback by using the 1.2 cashback from my Revolut Pro card. And the great thing is, once again, there is no monthly cap to it. So it can be 100, 200, 300 euros in cashback. There's no limit to how much you can get. And as a bonus, obviously I throw in here Revolut stays because usually, as I said, I travel once a month. That means also I on average book a hotel once a month. So the great thing is, when you book through Revolut, you're gonna get 10% cashback immediately paid to you. And that's the great thing. It goes through Expedia, so it's a trusted booking partner. But of course, I put it as a bonus because technically you could get the same benefit if you're on the much cheaper metal plan. But I just wanted to throw it here in general, how much on average I'll be saving using that plan. So in total, technically by using the Ultra plan, I would be getting 130 euros worth of benefits, while the actual Ultra plan only costs 45 euros. So you can see, for me, it's definitely worth it, makes financial sense, especially if I spend even more in a month. You know, I use it more to start building my business, etc. My Pro cashback would go even higher. So even if I would take out the Revolut stays and let's say the airport lounge access, it still technically makes financial sense for me. Now with regards to the app, actually not much changes. It's pretty much the same interface. To upgrade to the metal plan is super easy. You're just gonna go over here to your hub, over there to the right at the corner, then click at the top right over here, currently as it says for me Ultra, but you may have the standard, premium, metal, what have you. And on there it will say upgrade, you click on it, and depending on which plan you are on, I was on the metal plan on the annual basis. So obviously I paid already for the whole year in advance, and I was around 2 months in. So when I upgraded, immediately I was paid back the difference from what I've paid and what I've consumed. I got back around 90 euros, I believe, from my metal plan. And then boom, I could easily upgrade to the Ultra plan. And literally a second later, I was good to go. And having said that, as I said, I could use any of my old cards and they would get the Ultra benefits. So it's really, really seamless and I really love that experience. As you can see over here, I already got some nice cashback. Obviously, it's the lifetime cashback. Now it will only get higher because I'm on the highest plan. And I click into it, you can see here the breakdown. And the cool thing is, with the plan cashback, it was really easy the first month. Basically, the first month of Ultra, I literally got for free because you're gonna get, if you're a waiting list member, means you were on the waiting list for the Ultra plan, you're gonna get 5% cashback on any transactions with your Ultra card in the first month only, and it is capped at the monthly plan limit. Obviously, when I click into it, you can see here, I couldn't get more than 50 euros. It's quite easy. If you get 5% cashback, you can see you only have to spend 1,000 euros and already get 50 euros back. So the first month, if you're a waiting list member, you definitely get a free month of Ultra, which is great. And then you can see over here a bit of cashback on stays. And lastly, on Revolut Pro, you can see here for this month alone, I'm going to be getting 80 euros in cashback. So just with that month alone, I basically paid for my Ultra plan, which is really cool. And then obviously from here you can also go down and click into benefits, see all, and here you can see all the benefits that are available in your country. As you can see, Financial Times, which I'm using, WeWork. I could technically get 3 free passes to WeWorks in different parts of the world, but in my country, Lithuania, we don't have WeWork, but if I go to the UK or something, I might use that feature. NordVPN, which I'm using, I really love it and really recommend it. Freeletics is some kind of exercise plan that you have to normally have a subscription for. I don't use it, but if you do, it's cool. Sleep Cycle to track your sleep. If you use it, again, free of charge. I don't use it, but it's a nice feature. Tinder Gold, if you're single, ready to mingle, definitely, it might be a nice benefit for you. And lastly, some kind of photo video editing software, which also you get with the plan. Then if you scroll down further, you can see once again all the benefits that are applicable to your plan, all the ones that we went through previously. So there you have it. As I said in the beginning of the video, it's definitely not for everybody. But if you do travel a lot, book hotels, and have really high monthly expenses or send money internationally, I genuinely believe that it really provides good value for money. Now, there might be other offers out there that are equally good or maybe even more value, but inside of Europe or the UK, I definitely think it's one of the strongest offers that I currently see on the market, but I totally understand if it may not be for you. In this case, the premium plan or metal plan might actually be a better option for you. Next up, check out this video over here. If you enjoyed this one, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, it means the world to me. As always guys, stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!